What's up, guys? I'm Charlie Sims,
And I'm Michael Taken.
and today we are here to review the new game Anthem that just came out.
Yes, this is a long time in the making, about 5 years in development so far, and it really got on the radar about a year ago. And everybody's been excited to see what kind of experience we get from an Iron Man type game, since we haven't gotten any official Iron Man games. And I think we're proud to say it's a pretty fun game.
Yeah.
And when it comes to story, first of all, story is really good. It is cliche, but like most video games have cliche stories,
Yeah.
you'd say. But voice acting is really good, and the facial animations are also great. Seems like every game nowadays has great facial animation. Let's see what Charlie thought of the gameplay.
Alright, yeah. So, I've had about 20 minutes of actual gameplay myself, but I did play the demo on PC, and that's what I'm used to. So, I'm proud to say there's been a lot of improvements from the demo to the game itself. So, I saw a lot of improvements in like the flying mechanics, and I felt it was easier on the Xbox.
They definitely,
like,
they definitely tightened it up.
Yeah, there was a big learning curve at some point because I don't use an Xbox controller, but it was very simplistic compared to the thing that I had before. And there was also a lot less screen time of the loading screens. There was
That's a major point that reviewers have made, as the loading screens have been long, but most of them have been fixed. The longest loading screen I've ever had is probably a minute to a minute and a half long, which isn't bad compared to many other games. And most of the other loading screens are under 30 seconds. So.
But yeah, the thing about that is there is a lot of loading to do, because today when I played for the first time, we entered a game and it had already finished the quest, so we entered it about 3 minutes later, got back out, went back in, and it just kind of, it just didn't work.
Well, yeah, it was.
So then we gave it 2 or 3 tries until we finally decided to do free play. Yeah. And because the missions weren't working on quick play.
Which is very tricky for big multiplayer games to get right at launch. Many games like Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, other like Call of Duties, they all experience some sort of multiplayer lag or connection problems. And that's just a thing that's got to get ironed out over time. Right now it's a problem, but in a month or two, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal.
Yeah, that's probably what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the Javelins. This is the best part.
That is my favorite. That is my favorite part.
This is what makes the game. The 4 different types of Javelins.
So let's go with the most rounded Javelin, the Ranger. The Ranger is very good at offense and defense. It has equal number of shield and health, and it has a very large variety of weapons. You got frost grenades, fire grenades, pulse beams, rockets, you name it. The Ranger's probably got it. It's the most customizable Javelin you have, and it has access to about every type of weapon.
Yeah, and then other than that, there's the Interceptor and Colossus, which are basically opposites. One, the Interceptor has little to no health, and on the other side does a lot of sparse damage, but their special basically demolishes everyone. And then on the other hand, the Colossus is a big boy. He has the most health, and he can usually stand up in a fight, and he'll take you out. Yeah.
And then, last but not least, Storm. Storm is probably the most popular choice right now, because it's like the magic kind of mage type that floats with a shield and can deliver long-range attacks that are all elemental. All of Storm's attacks are elemental, like ice, lightning, and fire, which is really cool. But if you got one on your team, that's definitely an advantage to set up combos.
Now, are there any problems, Michael, that you've seen with this game that you would bring up to light as of right now?
Yes, right now there are some connection problems. It's like we're playing probably the first or second update, so there's definitely connection issues. There's some frame rate stuff when you're in the fort, but mostly playing out in missions, there's not too much lag or rubber banding. I was kind of worried about that, because that's probably the most annoying glitch, and I haven't seen any of that, so I'm glad about that. And sometimes the game will get just slow down at some points because of connection issues, and you can get booted out of a mission occasionally. I think it's only happened to me like once. So, like, you take the positives and the negatives, and yeah, that's. So I'd say definitely try this game however you can, because if you're into exosuit games, flying around, I'd say this has the best flying mechanics I've ever seen in a game. Like whether it is Superman flying or Iron Man flying, yeah, it's a very in-depth mechanics. So I'd say that, and it's overall a positive experience and a really fun one. This is the most addictive game I've played in a while. So it just tells you that much about it.
Yeah, and then when I eventually get this game in a couple of weeks, I am hoping to be as addicted to it as Michael is. So.
Yeah.
Well, we'll leave you at that. Thank you for watching. This is our Anthem review. Go and get it.